Welcome to Slayerfest 98. I'm Sabrina Ryan.
I'm Ian Martin.
I'm Ian Carlos Crawford.
I'm Zachary Patton Garcia, and we are here today to talk Angel Season 4, Episode 14 release.
Faith's second episode in her
Hell
arc.
yeah.
Baby girl is back. It really does heighten the show just having her. Even in this episode where she's not doing that much, I really feel like just having her heightens everything. It makes it more like
She's doing more than
interesting.
anybody else in this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like Zach, you've been on for both Sabrina and Ian. This you haven't. I'm wondering how you felt about the episode overall, watching it without having talked the first one. Sabrina.
I think the last one is a bit more fun, right? Because it's like when she punches her way through that prison glass, I'm like, oh, this is Zara Larson breaking out of the Kia asylum.
There's a
Um,
Buffy has so many of those like fist pump moments. I
Yeah.
think that Buffy's more that's more a part of the identity of that show than it is Angel. I'm talking about I'd like to test that assumption, when Giles walks through there's when she kicks Angel in the balls in season 2. There's just so many like oh yeah moments. But that moment, borrowing a character from Buffy where she jumps through the window, is one of those moments that I sort of heavily associate more with Buffy than I do this show.
Yeah.
But my experience of having, which is weird because it's Faith, but my experience of having these couple of episodes is like Faith is a character that is untainted by the yuck that is season 4 Angel. All the other characters have some degree of yuck on them from these plots. There's the portal stuff with Fred and Gunn. There's
Yeah.
the Oedipus. Don't do Oedipus. Just don't.
No.
We'll get into it. But it's weird that Faith is bringing the purity to
Yes.
to the show. She's the one who doesn't feel gross like all the other characters on the show. Was my experience of it, but we'll get into it.
yeah. And I just wanted to say like that last episode was really fun. And I know the next one is kind of a blast for multiple reasons, but I think this episode is tough because it is about using and it is about like narcotics and it is about um it's about how deep in the shit everybody is and how they're all being used or using each other. And the thing that is hard for the episode is that Faith is like she's the most energy, she's like brings new dynamism, but she's the only person who isn't using anything. And watching someone who's like we're in recovery like white knuckle their way through some shit is not like a fun blast. And they're not really at their best and we're not really comfortable. So yeah, it's a tough needle to thread, but I think Eliza Dushku carries it on her slender yet capable shoulders.
Yeah, I feel like it's weird because Ian, you mentioned like she pulling a character from Buffy. It is weird that she fits so well, but they do almost like make her more serious. Like she's not as jokey as she had been, but it works for her character because she just broke out of jail and like you said, Sabrina is like still kind of in recovery, not like recovered yet, right? Like I would say she's still going through it.
Well, the
Well,
shower sequence is there to indicate that, like, yeah, she's still dealing with demons, 100%.
and I mean, the theme of the entire series is that you'll always be in
Yeah.
recovery.
Yeah.
And I think what's also tough for both the show and for how limited this arc is that, and I have thought this a long time, but I don't know if I've ever said this on the show. Faith is a better Angel character for the television show Angel than Angel. She's a more compelling
I agree.
redemption story.
Yes.
She's more charming. She's a better actress. Like there's, and so she comes in and you're like, wow, it feels like Angel again. And it's like, well, because Faith is playing the part of Angel.
Absolutely. Like the big stamp redemption belongs to Faith.
Oh
So
God, can you imagine if the expansion show had been just Faith?
should have been.
Faith the series instead of Angel the
Please.
series. Faith goes to LA. Faith.
Who gives the show to a vampire? Give it to the
Doyle.
Slayer.
Yeah.
My gosh.
I am always bummed that like she turned down a Faith spinoff because it would have
I
worked
did
so
love
well.
True Calling, though.
She probably wouldn't have turned it down. She probably wouldn't have turned it down if it was offered to her season 3 to launch where Angel would have launched. And I can tell you, David Boreanaz would have said yes multiple years later. So that feels like a swing and a miss.
You are right.
Weird to not learn your lesson from the first show that hiring a woman to play the action hero part was the whole thing. But
and Faith is different enough that a Faith show would feel different,
Yeah.
right? Like,
yeah, it's salt and pepper. I mean, it's the balance between the two. I think they wanted to go more adults.
Yeah.
This was supposed to be the adult dark show. And,
that could have been Faith, though. Like, very much so. She
maybe
was
the concern was Eliza was like 19, 20 during the time.
Well, true.
She started when she was 17. And so it's just a lot of responsibility.
Putting
But
the weight of the world on a teen girl's shoulders, you might say.
yeah, exactly. I still think it would have worked out more in an interesting way for sure.
Yeah. And so we open on Faith has gotten her ass beat. She is back at Wesley's. We mentioned she doesn't want any drama, right? She says no drama when he says if she needs bandages. She just wants to take a shower. And man, I feel so bad for her.
Him saying you were nearly killed, I feel like that's a stretch. Wesley, let's give her like a little bit of credit here.
I don't know. She did get like beat.
She got her ass kicked, sure, but she was not almost killed. She is Faith, and I take that as slander, honestly.
Listen, Buffy has died a number of times. Faith, not really. I'd like to point out.
Exactly.
So she'll be fine. It
was just that coma doesn't count.
There's a thing we're doing with Wesley here that I don't know if I like. I don't know. I think him and Faith work well together, but sometimes we go a little bit too much with Wesley in this episode.
Talking about the knife.
Yeah, like some of the stuff when it's like, all right, but why is he doing that?
I don't know. Yeah. I like it. See, I hate Wesley. I wish he was dead. I wish we killed him, right? But I like him in this episode. So he, I guess, I don't know. I do like darker Wesley. I like when he goes.
I was wondering if I thought you wouldn't like him in this, Zach.
I do like it. Yeah.
Huh. All right. I mean, sure. I can remember. Go ahead, Sabrina. Sorry.
It's just astonishing that at every turn he's the worst washer in the world.
Yes.
Like continuing to be
one.
Like, did you go to the same school every other watcher did? Like,
we all react to trauma differently.
Fair. I can remember watching this live. Like, this is one of the Angel episodes. This arc I remember being so pumped for and watching, and I remember hating the fact that, and I still kind of do on rewatches, that she doesn't get to fully kick Angelus's ass. Like
I know.
I do wish, I know the dynamic is different between Buffy and Angel versus Faith and Angel, but I wish she got her like.
Well, I don't remember. Does she not get to do that in the next one then?
She's in a coma in the next episode.
Yeah. She's already, as far as I know, she's already taken the drug.
Yeah.
So at some point during the fight, she's already, which is why she is dazed and losing and not really his equal, because she's experiencing the effects of the drug already in this fight. So
I forget, they don't even mention it right here.
No, it's not mentioned in the episode.
I think she could have been given the kill the beast moment. Like should have been hers because Angel couldn't beat the beast. So if she kills the beast and then can't kill Angel, it's good setup to be like, well, why couldn't she kill Angel? Oh.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have undermined her character and also like her badassness. Like I think we spent a lot of time setting up how impressed everyone is with her, and then we didn't really get to see why.
Yes.
So I'm not sure why Angel was the one to kill the beast. That just feels like a swing and a miss.
It also feels like Angelus, I don't know, it feels like and it tracks for Angelus that he would not like the beast or anyone trying to like tell him what to do, right? But it feels like Angelus would be like, yeah, but this is some good muscle I got here, so
yeah.
And yeah, I do think you're right. If she had killed the beast, it would have, and also even whatever,
it doesn't add up.
Yeah, it would have been like, okay, he was really hard for her to kill, but now she doesn't. Also, is pulling her punches with Angelus because of Angel, and also already like is beat up from defeating the Beast.
Well, we could have seen her pulling her punches from Angel because of Angel, but
Right.
still like beating the motherfucker's ass, right?
Yeah.
Like really
Yeah.
giving it to him. And I don't know. It's
A lot of this season, this is the retcon season, the King retcon season, but it's not
Yeah.
just that. It's not just the incoming retcon. There are multiple moments throughout this season that feel like I don't think this plot's going the direction we
Yep.
want it to go. Let's pivot.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
they've built the Beast up so much at this point, and I think it reminds me a little bit of the Anointed One from season
Yeah.
one of Buffy.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, I don't Spike throwing the Anointed One into the cage and then throwing him in the sunlight feels like a wonderful retcon, or not retcon, but just pivot, where they're like, you know what, enough of this, that didn't
done
work.
well, yeah.
We're changing, we're pivoting, we're changing directions. And the Beast kill to me is so quick and haphazard after all these slow-mo fights to show how badass he is,
Yeah.
and then he just gets sucker punched. To me, it could be read as one of those sort of subversive Angel beats where they set you up to expect one thing and then pull the rug, which is part of that show's identity. But it just, to me, feels like, yeah, this sucks. Let's try something else.
What a wonderful baddie they built up too. Like this
The
Beast killing all these
makeup?
people,
Yeah.
The makeup's
bringing
incredible.
like forever darkness. Like
Yeah.
I don't. It's very disappointing that they just like I don't know tossed him aside, and then we get what 45 minutes of Cordelia doing Angel.
Optimus Prime.
I think we're all super fans and we all blend Buffy and Angel together. Like, to me, having Angelus be the one to kill the Beast is identifying that this is still Angel's show.
Right, yeah.
Like, dramatically as fans, I think it works better if Faith does it, but like, to me, that feels like deference to the fact that even though Angel isn't currently in the show, David Boreanaz is still the star or whatever. So I get why they went that route with it, but it's still very anticlimactic, which all of this pivoting ultimately ends up feeling like just anticlimactic. You can't invest in anything.
I was going to say, it just feels like the opposite of the Maggie Walsh thing, where it's like this big bad is thematically very well tied in and could make a huge point about Buffy and about like Hillary Clinton and about like a bunch of cool stuff. And then we were like, well, we're not into that now. So we're just going to like, all right, get rid of that. Whereas the Beast is the opposite. It's like, there are not a lot of themes. There's not a lot of deep whatever.
Yeah,
it's not an archetype. But you built up a big giant Adam style monster. We're not going to do that. And it was like the exact opposite situation. And I'm just like, what are we doing?
And every time I read an interview with the writers, they're like, "Oh, this is always what we," and it's like, there's no way, no way.
Building up to like, where was the fight with
Right.
the Beast? Right, it didn't happen. It wasn't. It was a throwaway. They took the suit that they so perfectly crafted for the Beast and tossed it in the dumpster. Wasted money.
So cool. It looked so cool. And like Anthony said this, and Ian, I think you might have said this earlier, but like. Also, like, the themes of everything just doesn't blend because the Beast is all, like, biblical and, like, it's like he's, like, the devil and he, like, has the hoofs and, like, everything they're talking about is the rain of fire and all that feels biblical. And, like, Jasmine is a god, but it feels very specific, like, Christian biblical. And then she's, like, woo-woo LA mommy god. And, like, it doesn't all line up so well.
No, it just feels like pivots.
And even mapping divinity onto the whole thing, again, like the Jasmine thing is muddied, right? Because it's like, is she the worst thing that ever happened to the world or the best thing? Tune into Pluribus on Apple TV. But like, the Beast is supposed to be like a version of Satan.
Right.
And to remove all of the mastery and cleverness, like to be like, well, someone even worse is in charge of Satan. And it's like, but also it's the mother of the god. So okay, all right. So
it's the mother of the hose.
It's the demiurge, And then we've got the one true God. And then we have the son of God, but it's a daughter who is also God. Like, guys, I'm begging you to focus up on the drug stuff. I'm begging you.
And don't forget, at this point, you erased Wolfram and Hart for this.
Yeah, for this.
You erased Wolfram and Lila for this. And then you're like, we're done with the demon. Like, what? There's just nothing to invest in.
No.
All these pivots, it's like, what am I watching here, guys? Like, and Cordy being evil with her Oedipal boyfriend is gross. Like, if that's the center of the whole thing,
sick of it.
It's so disgusting.
All of their scenes are the exact same over and over again. It's
oh my gosh, it happened like 4 fucking times.
Right? You're gonna be a daddy. Oh God,
you're a little daddy.
Right after she calls him a teenager, by the way.
Yes. It's like, ooh, you're a silly teenager and a daddy.
And
like,
a daddy.
And daddies have responsibility. I have to grow up again. Like,
watching this in a bubble, it was like, this is the most I've enjoyed this episode because I don't have the filth of the previous season on me. I watched this in a bubble, and what it reminds me of is like there's like steak here, there's like prime rib and moldy cheese that's been in the sun too long, and you keep taking a bite of one and then a bite of the other, and it's so shocking going back and forth. The Faith stuff is so even like I have problems with the West stuff a little bit too, but West and Faith on screen, that specter of 5x5
it is like the only
really
thing
dramatic.
That could save this episode,
right?
So
that stuff's so good. And then the Faith or the Cordy and Connor stuff is that moldy old cheese where you're just like, ugh.
And not even just the Cordy and Connor stuff.
Yeah.
It's everybody in the episode. They're just standing around doing, and like I could understand that they need to be in location, they need to be doing research, they need to be whatever the fuck they're supposed to be doing because they're not telling me what they're supposed to be doing. But like, at least give us a little bit of urgency. Like we're figuring something out, right? And
Zach, I agree with you. It's like it's really bad when your show brings in a guest star. And every time we go back to the cast, it's like, whoa.
They're like, we've got 3 episodes at least that will keep the fans engaged for 3 episodes. We know that, right?
Why even show it to me? Why even show it to me? I don't need, like, I get the gun scene where it's like with Fred, where it's like, you know,
acknowledging the portal.
I actually need you right now because I need like relief from like, and it's like, okay, you're using each other in this way and like it's complicated, but like the rest of it, it's like I have enough scenes of Fred being like, hold on, being like this. This is the book. This is the book. Ready? It's like, what? This isn't the character anymore. This hasn't been who the character is. Why are we doing this? We actually don't even need to see it. Let's watch Faith like eat an apple with a knife.
I would rather see her flip the knife and slice it than see two scenes of Gunn trying to convince Fred that it wasn't her fault.
Enough.
What are we doing in this?
I'm so bored. I'm so bored of watching Connor and Cordelia be disgusting. I'm bored of the Fred thing. I mean, even the Wesley stuff, which I do think is the best part of the episode, it's like, you know what I'm sick of? A speechifying in your dark, gravelly voice. Like, there's stuff here, but I actually don't think it's best delivered by being like, you're disgusting, you're a little killer. Like, okay, great. Like, I'm sure she saw worse in bunk 15 back in the penitentiary.
Right. Yeah, and like poor Lorne, just like, oh, we watched Lorne get knocked unconscious.
At least he gets to take a nap. He did. He came out of it with a really good nap. He says
the thing I'm always left with at the end of the show is Lorne deserved better.
Yeah.
Like Lorne should have gone to Buffy. Lorne just something. Lorne feels like a character on the wrong show.
It should have been Buffy because this one is too dark, too serious, too broody. Like, I'm so sick of how fucking broody this Angel, the fucking vampire show is. It's so stupid. The sets are broody. There is no color anywhere. Where is the fashion anymore? I've been on like 4 episodes this season now, and I have seen no fashion.
I will say, I think Ian and Sabrina can co-sign this. This is why season 5 is one of the best seasons because
season 5 because they're like, they toss the whole board aside and they're like, all right, I guess I can't do Smack anymore because look how that turned out, and they clean up their act.
Yeah,
but even then. it's brighter. It's a million times better. But even then, it's like, wow. So in order for this show to work, you had to destroy what you had, everything you built, and gut Buffy and start over.
Yes. See what's left of Buffy that you can use on your spin-off show.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. I've read interviews with, there's a notorious plot line from Firefly that never got used. And Tim Minear was doing an interview.
Are you gonna say the thing that I'm excited about?
It is the I can't remember the character's name, but in the pilot episode when the Reavers are flying over, she opens the box and there's a syringe inside the box in the pilot of Firefly. There's a plot line. I can't remember the actress's name from Homeland.
Claire Danes.
No, the wife of the main character.
Is it Gina Torres, Jewel Sate?
No, one more.
Summer Glau.
No, sorry.
Those are the three. Marina Baccarin.
There you go. She opens the container. There's a syringe. They never go back to that plot in the show because the show got canceled, but there was a plot they had in mind for what that syringe was, and it's disgusting and horribly dark, and there's a reason why she was looking at it when the Reavers were flying by, the Reavers who rape and murder you and then kill you again, right, and yada yada yada, so forth. But like, that's not that plot. And what it was, it's so gross I'm not even going to say, but you can go and look it up. Whedon, for some reason, was always sold the show to Tim as like, we get to do these really dark, really horrifying plots. And that's what Angel is like, supposed to be these really dark, really horrifying plots. And every time the show, this is the darkest the show gets. Every time the show goes this dark, you realize like, this is not the sweet spot. Yeah. Like Whedon was always trying to push outside of, maybe he thought, I can do more adult than this. Like, yeah. I don't have to, I happen to do this teen show and I happen to co-write Toy Story, but I'm capable of this really dark, interesting, gritty stuff. And you know what? Maybe you're not. Maybe like, that's not where you live. Maybe where you live is, Buffy fighting her boyfriend that she's just slept with and now he's evil. Cut to Oz pointing on the ground saying, arm. Yeah. Maybe that's your sweet spot, is the balance between humor and drama. And there's no humor in this season. No. Like there's no, and it's exhausting. It becomes a grind to get through this season. And that's what comes back in season 5 is color, saturation, and some humor. Notice Lauren suddenly is much more prominently featured in that season.
Because I couldn't see shit on my TV screen today. I felt like I was listening to the radio.
Anyway, sorry about that. But like, I just was thinking about it today.
I agree. His hubris and his ego. I was sitting here and when I really had this thought cross my mind, they make a reference to Supergirl, which is like a flippant, funny reference. And all I could think was like, oh, is this like a wink at the fact that Joss wanted to do Wonder Woman? Then I thought about the fact that Joss was busy trying to do Wonder Woman. And also, oh, yeah, I need to make Firefly because that's a real show because it's about boys. And also, I want to do the Marvel thing. And I'm pitching 5 other things. And I'm doing this Shakespeare thing. And I'm writing a musical. And it's like, hey, you invented a foundational American myth. You have the biggest thing that will ever happen to you in front of you right now, and you're not even on set. You're not even in the writer's room. This is your baby, and you don't even respect it. And that is why this happened, and this is why everything has happened to him, because he has a deep shame wound. That is what all of these shows are based on, the fact that he has a deep shame wound, and it is why they occasionally spin out and go to shit, and then other people have to clean it up. And Buffy, everyone on that set wanted that show to be the best show in the world, and so clean it up they did every time, and it's a great show.
Yeah.
When Angel...
Even Firefly, which was supposed to be this dark show,
isn't.
The episodes that they made work because it's family centric. It's about home. It's about chosen family. It's about individual identity. There is humor wall to wall throughout that show, and lightness, and like humor is a coping mechanism to darkness. right? Like
Sabrina,
Gallows.
the jokes that we sit on here and make about some real dark shit, right? Like you have
100%,
to do it because otherwise you are sitting and you feel this weight and this sweat of misery, and nobody wants to sit through that.
Something being funny does not mean that it isn't meaningful and dark. And
I
that,
don't need
like,
to see
I think
22 episodes of Hereditary. You know, it's like
I think that he didn't realize that about his own shows. Is like funny is meaningful. Funny is weighty.
Sabrina and I are at our funniest when we're the most depressed.
Yeah. Well, you didn't see on stage that one Stonewall show is the best we ever were.
Yes.
Because I was crying off stage.
It really was the best. And like
it was the best.
And I do think there is a little bit of, I think I might have said this before, but like Angel gets considered more adult. I think because it's kind of humorless and because it's male centric. So it's like, ooh, but the show with the girls isn't serious because it's girls. But like, no, it's still fucking serious. Like it still takes itself seriously.
And then when it does not work and they're like, oh, this dark tone didn't really come across. You know what? Let's just add some incest. That's a little color.
Ultimately, like what ends up feeling is Buffy feels so much smarter than some of this material because it doesn't need to muck around in the filth of this. Like
well, and Buffy can be messy because growing up is messy and it makes sense, right? But like what are we doing with this 200-year-old vampire who already knows all of this shit
and owns his hotel? Like
I think we've gotten kind of far afield. We're still on the first scene of the episode,
which is brilliant. Faith giving Eliza Dushku giving some of her best work, right?
Yes.
It is just like I don't know, and it's you know, it's taking the clothes off, and it's not supposed to be sexy. It doesn't read as sexy. It reads as like, ouch, you know, the bruises hurt, all of this.
You feel bad for her.
What is going through her fucking mind? And you have the question at first: what is she feeling frustrated about? Because there could be there's like 10 things on her plate that she could be frustrated about. So you have to really think about why she's punching the wall, you know. And I just love that. That's what when we get violence for Faith, it's always through like her character arc, right? It's never violence for violence.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And like, you feel for her. And I really think Eliza Dushku is like, Faith is a role that was made for her. I don't know, like, she just, it feels like she knows Faith and she understands the way Faith is stoic, but is going to express it by punching through a fucking wall. And like, we understand the emotions of that. Like Buffy wouldn't need to do that, right? Buffy isn't punching through a wall. She's sitting and crying. We see Buffy sit with her wife.
Walking through a wall.
yeah. And like, we know that that's how Buffy deals. And I really like how different she's allowed to be while being the other Slayer that we know. Because it would be so easy to write them the same, right? Especially this Faith, where it's like,
and I give them all the credit for just being able to write them so differently and not trying to tie them together at all times, right? Like she does feel like a character completely separate from Buffy. Like I can watch her go and do her own thing.
Yeah, and I love it. So we go to Angelus at a demon bar. I do like when he's like a catty brat when the vampire lady buys him a drink and he's like, oh, as if. I was like, what a bitch.
You know what I thought? Brave of her to shoot her shot. I think good for her. And I think Angel should have respected that a little more.
Like Angelus is the vampire. So like it is, you are right. It's like, all right, let me see.
What I saw in that scene was like, once you've been with Darla, like your bar is so high. Your bar is so high. You're fucked.
Darla knows the tricks. Yes.
Although you know what I didn't buy? You haven't been able to have sex in how long? Someone threw themselves at you? Listen, I'm not saying he's taking that woman seriously. I'm not saying they're hanging out after. I'm saying I'm surprised nothing happened.
He wasn't like, ew, never. Well, but let's fuck real quick.
Like, whoa, we can fuck real quick, and then I'll stake you. I mean, that seems more Angelus to me.
Well, that's what's hilarious is you just described Spike when he's recorporealized in season 5. That's the first thing he does is grab Harmony and find a room. I love that, which is much more in character for Spike than Angel.
Yeah, that is
true. That's true.
Angelus is bragging at the bar. We get the one-horned demon being like, nice job bringing the sun back. as he goes to kill that demon, we get Cordelia's Optimus Prime voice, which
Angel. Why does it happen so much in this too?
and I don't think, Zach, it wasn't in the previous episode, right?
I didn't remember it in the previous episode.
I think it just starts here until we get the reveal that everyone knows it's Cordy.
And then it cuts to her doing it.
Well, no, the reveal happened
sitting
at the end of the last episode.
Well, no, I mean, when the gang gets the reveal.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's just sitting in a fucking hotel room, sitting in bed.
God,
it's funny because it's like, is it Cordy? Is it Jasmine? Who's driving the bus? Is Cordy like a vampire the way that Angelus is a vampire version of Angel, but it's like a demon god version, whatever.
Yeah, at this point, though, we didn't know that it was any of those things. So it was like, there's a big problem with the Cordy arc, is it? But I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, I do like how realistic it is that Cordy trying to sound like a disembodied omniscient being is like, forthwith thou wilt.
I did notice there. I did notice. I was like, why is she talking like that? But
like the wizard.
I don't know. And all of this stuff that's happening, I just don't care. I don't care what's going on with Cordelia, which fucking sucks because I want to care about what's going on with Cordelia, right? And I would rather not even see Cordelia in the fucking show at this point.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not yes, plot wise, it's not Cordelia, but like it doesn't even feel like we're pretending it's Cordelia.
She doesn't even seem like she's having fun in this. Yeah.
We don't know who she is. We don't know what her plan is. We don't know why she's doing things. We don't know how she's doing things. We don't know who she's doing things for. So none of it means anything. It's just someone we know floating on screen pregnant being like, the baby.
She's a mother.
Like
she's a mother.
She is.
I have a plan. Okay.
She's not the character she's not Cordy. So whoever this is doesn't matter to us anymore.
I don't care. Yeah.
So clearly is this not Cordy that it just feels like a waste of one of the best characters from both shows.
Yeah. Yes, correct. Yes. So we get Angelus. He's like annoyed at the voice, but then Connor walks in, so Cordelia stops. And Connor does his thing where he's like, whatever, gross. Yeah, I hate it. And like it is so much worse, especially once she gets pregnant, because she feels, and this is not a dig, this is clearly a woman that is older than this, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is an adult that is pregnant. This does not feel like, oh, only 2 years older. No, this does not feel like that at all.
Well, and if you're gonna go with it, at least write it in a way where you're not calling him a fucking teenager, right? Like convince me, you know. And it didn't seem like they put any effort into that.
Well, the other thing too is this so undermines, like, Connor's another big problem. There's the Connor
is a big problem. Yes,
there's the Connor and Cordy stuff. There's the fact that Connor is an exhausting character who doesn't seem to learn anything, have an arc, anything like that. And all of this makes him look so fucking stupid.
Yes.
He looks so stupid. And she like, I'm pretty sure she told him like 5 different stories in this episode, like reasons and whys and everything like that. And he followed every single one of them and didn't question a fucking thing.
Yeah, and I get that like you can make I know a couple of Connor apologists that are in my fans who constantly get on me for like I'm too hard on Connor, and Connor was manipulated by Holtz, and Connor grew up in a demon dimension, and how do you have no empathy for Connor? Like,
we all have
I have all the empathy in the world for Connor, but you know what? This is a show.
Yeah,
this is entertainment. And you know what's not a fun story, an engrossing story to watch, is this guy realist. It's not about the realism. It's about, this is not fun storytelling. This is not engrossing. This is not entertaining. It's exhausting.
Right. Because I've had people say that to me too, Ian. And I'm like, yes, of course I have empathy for a character that grew up in like a hell dimension, was lied to his whole life. But yeah, plot wise, this is just like,
it's tedious.
And it has nothing to say about the fucked up shit it is bringing up. You want to bring up female pedophiles? Great. Let's have that discussion.
Yes.
Nothing to say. You haven't researched it. This isn't reflective of how it works in the real world. This is not a statement about the morality or about or about honestly the ways masculinity and femininity. Nothing. It is just a gross out, boring thing that we don't know anything about.
there's a wonderful Connor moment in this, and I
Is
rarely
it?
utter those words out
Yeah.
loud. Wonderful Connor moment in the same sentence. There's a wonderful Connor moment where
Oh yeah, I know what you're gonna
the
say.
spell has shut him down and he was
Yeah.
unable to hit, and he's checking his mouth for teeth.
Yes.
And that never gets explored again, right? Like he has no arc. There's an ingredient
because
to an
while
arc
all of this
there.
stuff is happening to him, if you're going to like do this to him, right? If you're going to,
Have
because
him
this is adding
question.
on to it all, right? Yeah, like I can't see anything on his face that is like questioning this, whether
Yeah.
this is right or wrong,
Am
whether
I
he's being
evil?
manipulated, anything. And I agree with you.
What
That was
am
like that
I?
was the moment where he's like, we get some sort of like a very literal mirror reflection of like what he's thinking. Other than that, I have no idea what this motherfucker is thinking ever.
Connor has two great moments. I think that might be one of them. The other one that is actually part of the memory of the show for me is I know what she is. Looks at Jasmine, sees the worm face version of her, and says she's beautiful. And we realize he sees her the whole way the entire time. But none of that ever gets explored.
No.
They cheat,
Nope.
and he becomes crazy, and then they reboot, pivot, start over again. And there's season 5 Connor is a different character.
I do like season 5 Connor. I will
He's a different character. I like that character too.
Yeah. If they had made Connor like that the entire time, it would have been so much better.
Yeah.
Anyway,
because every time there's something interesting with Connor, they decide they have to put him in the playpen. We finally have Connor has chemistry with someone on screen. Finally, there is somebody with any spark of anything between those two actors, and it is Faith. And Cordelia's like, well, you can't hang out with her because I'm jealous. Like, oh, God, can you get out of the way and let the show be a good show?
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, speaking of uninteresting, Gunn and Fred are like figuring out the tranquilizer guns, showing Lorne. This does absolutely nothing other than knock Lorne out later on in the episode. Fred questions if Faith is up to it, and then we see Wes and Faith get a quick cut of him being like, I need to know you're in the game. And she says 5x5. And Angelus shows up at the hotel. In theory, this is clever because I do like the idea of him fooling them with just like a stupid, yeah, this thing is magical, because on that show, that is how we do plot devices. Just like a line and sure. I like that Fred sees the Made in China and then immediately smashes a like picture over his head. I do like that, but like, I don't know. Then like, it's just Connor tries to hit him. He gets knocked out. He runs. And the Wes and Faith standoff, the Wes, Faith, and Angelus standoff when they just like see him at the end when he's leaving. I don't know.
It's just so static, right? Like nothing really happens, but
Static
it does
is a
lead to
great
a like
word.
it leads to a really great conversation. See, this is the thing. While I give the Wesley Faith stuff a bunch of credit, is because anything that happens does lead to a really good moment with them. So then they have a really good moment later where he's like, you know how many people could die because you let me live and you didn't go for it, right?
Yeah.
And yes, this is that should be talked about at all times. Later or earlier, I think it was before this when Fred was like, oh, are you going to shoot his legs off? Yeah, shoot his fucking legs off. What are we talking about?
Yes, do it. Like,
The number of times that this hotel was used really well in season 3, where it was like, we're in a hotel, there's fun hotel stuff, American Horror Story, hotel. And now it is used as a place for people to enter, say a speech, and then leave. And nothing happens and nothing changes. And you brought Angelus back to the hotel with all their friends there and his son there, and you have the opportunity to do anything at all, and yet again we just like,
do you know
someone
what
got
it
hit on the back of the
feels
head.
like when
So
I think
sad.
about that scene? It feels like he went back to his office really quick, grabbed a sheet of paper that he needs and waved to people on the way out, grabbed a coffee, like that easy. It didn't feel like any drama happened, any fight, any glass. Where would I need a glass to break. I need like a glass coffee table going over somebody's head.
they love a glass shattering.
Yeah.
Multiple times in this, Angelus is just used for the plot.
Yeah.
He shows up in the hotel so that they can cover for the fact of who murdered Lila.
Yeah.
And unlike a vampire pulling his someone into the darkness or into a room where he can't be interrupted, he just starts drinking her in the middle of the hallway and then lets them blame him for it because the plot needs him to, even though Angelus, the evil one, would be like, it's much more interesting and torturous to them if they know that I didn't do this. So they can fight amongst themselves, like evil manipulate. And that's another thing with it. There's like 5 different Angeluses in the show. There's angry boyfriend, a manipulative evil boyfriend Angelus from the first season. There's the Eternity Angelus from the first season of Angel. There's Hannibal Angelus in the cage, and then there's Joker Angelus, who is this one, who's an idiot, like just shouting at nothing, just saying dumb, cheesy lines. All the intelligence, the manipulation, the darkness is just sort of like,
I'm telling you, when Angelus does not have a pale lip, he's not that menacing.
You are right.
He's just
it's your main character. It's your main character, and you're using him to plug plot holes.
I don't know what he's doing. I don't understand what he's doing. He's got like a to-do list. He's got an errand list, but
goes and steals the research because now the plot needs him to steal the research. Admittedly,
really
Buffy has set up episodes like the Iron Team and Goodbye Iowa is an exhausting 2-part setup episode. So let's not pretend that like either shows are innocent of this. But the problem is that this is so advanced into like this show's identity and the drama and the characters. Like the plot episodes, setup episodes in Buffy got less and less. And this is so creaky
and
to set up Orpheus.
Buffy, just the characters were so much more dynamic that even a setup episode, it was like, yeah, but Anya said a funny thing. Buffy looked huge. She had this interaction with Spike. She punched him. Like, we still got moments that were charming. Like, there's a lot of Buffy episodes.
Thing happening that week that isn't going to happen the other weeks. That is a self-contained story. That is like a little candy with your plot.
Yes.
Yeah, every time I dislike a Buffy episode, there's always a fan that comes along and is like, yeah, but that's the episode where Cordelia tells Fish Xander that they're going to get along, that they can make this relationship work. Or when we see Giles sing Behind Blue Eyes, or yada yada. But the defining aspect of all of those but scenes are they're funny.
Yes.
They're charming.
They're laughing through the
wonderful
pain. And sometimes that's what we gotta see, you know. I don't understand. There's just pain here. But it's pain that I don't even feel. I don't feel bad for these characters.
I
feel bad for Cordy, but that's a different discussion.
Always fake.
I feel bad for charisma.
Yes.
Charisma,
at this point, I'm feeling bad for charisma. And I do eventually really like Fred. When Fred is good, Fred is good. But I still agree with you, Sabrina, that like so often it's just like, whoa, I have a
Wasn't that a weird situation, like scene with her and Gunn? Like I thought she was, because I thought I'd missed something. And I was like, okay, so she's going to like secretly like trank him so she can run out and go to fight Angel on her own. I thought that's where we were going with it. And it was this weird, awkward, like her touching his chest. They have this like little kiss and then we move away from that. But then where does that lead? Control. Because I know she ends up with Wesley, so where the fuck is this going?
I could not remember, Zach, and I had watched all of this. I was like, wait, they kiss again? Like,
see, I have a trauma response, which is that I black out stuff I don't want to remember. So a lot of the season's blank.
These characters do too. It's okay.
and I think also it's like Fred is a fun character. That's totally true. Mm-hmm. When Fred is not being used,
wonderful.
When Fred is not being used to give a character who they have decided to give no character development because they are racist something to do and color in his life, because instead of that, it's being told you're the muscle, even though he's a human being and he's no tougher or anything than anyone else, which also happened in this episode. And then when they finally have Fred off just doing Fred stuff, guess what they do? She's dead, and now it's a demon who is also like someone that we haven't met. And I do like the Illyria stuff, and I like wherever it goes. I think that's really fun and great. But why do you have to do this to your characters? Connor finally had somebody to talk to. We finally had a redemptive figure with Faith. Like, we finally had anytime we finally get something, Cordelia was finally blossoming into a person we all loved and cared about and rooted for, like the heart of the show. And they ripped her mind out and replaced it with someone else. They keep doing this. Why don't you like your own show? Why do you?
I'm gonna cancel it. I'm canceling the show. The show's canceled.
Yeah,
something years later.
When they knocked out Lauren, I heard the writers in my head saying, "We can't have nice things." This is why we're not allowed to have nice things. It's the writers saying we can't have nice things. Every time there's charm.
Even the most self-destructive, Marty Noxon was like, be fun.
Yeah. Buffy season 6 has life serial. Buffy season 6 is the depression.
I won't take
season.
any slander on season 6. It's still a fantastic season. They don't even let Fred leave the hotel. She's not even allowed to leave the lobby. She can't even go upstairs.
Willow is a lovable pal friend who gets kind of a little bit of a personality replacement, but also not in the sense of like how it looks, but it's so consistent with who she is and the journey she's been on. And it is who Willow would be if series of things happened to her did happen to her. And to compare that with what they attempt to do with every character. And the premise of the show is this guy could turn into an evil personality replacement at any time. And they don't even do that well. It is
when he does, that should be something to be feared. Like somebody should be dying in just about every scene that he's in.
Yes, but
or a bone broken. We could break a bone. He could break Fred's bone.
So I think we're on scene 2.
No. We zoomed.
Okay.
We're at
Ian's trying.
Let me take a moment to interrupt and say to anyone listening who really enjoys this episode,
I'm sorry.
You're not wrong.
Sorry.
There is no right and wrong. And you have the better experience. You get to enjoy this and love this.
Yeah, you won.
You get to have fun. So you're the one who's better off.
And so
I'll catch you in season 5.
Angelus gets the book. He grabs Wes. Wes and Faith then have the talk where, Faith hesitates. Gunn throws her a gun. I also do think Faith and Gunn had a good dynamic. Like, I wouldn't have minded a little bit more of them together.
They're cool.
Most definitely.
Like, it feels like, of course, Faith is going to respect the one who's a little bit more tough and a little less feelingsy. Like, that makes sense that they would vibe well.
That category of character works really well in the Buffyverse. Like, I think Robin Wood works really well with that as well, right? Like,
and that's
character
why
at a distance.
Yeah, that's why him and Faith work well. Yeah, I think so. So then Connor runs upstairs to see Cordelia. The only... And I'm like, he's like freaking out, but she's throwing up in the bathroom. I do appreciate the like, excuse me, when he says Angelus was there, but like, that's the only ounce of like hint of personality we get from her at all.
We just get a baby monitor in that room and not go back up there again.
Right. Like
the other thing is like this, a lot of that, the one thing I think to acknowledge is that maybe some of this was a nod to that filming scenes with Charisma Carpenter because of the pregnancy were going to be a challenge. So maybe they had to figure out and film them all at once or whatever. Like maybe there were difficulties.
They just filmed it all in her trailer, apparently.
Yeah, they had to do it all at once and then like write around what they wrote for those scenes. I imagine it was a challenge. I'm just saying it didn't work.
And also, you have a show with tons of magic, mystics, supernatural. Come up with something better.
Yeah.
Just make it all of something better.
They can do anything. You could make her a fucking like see-through ghost, like with like mystic shit around her, sparkles, right? You can make her made out of sparkles.
Do a glamour, and then Charisma's offset for 3 episodes because she looks like
they had her travel.
Hayley Cuoco.
Oh my god! It's season 8 of Charmed. The first few episodes, it wasn't even them. So
see what I did?
Rewriting it already. We should go back. We should go back.
Cordy takes over Connor's. I mean, there's gross implications here because of the Oedipal stuff. But what I was about to say was Cordy takes over Connor's body because something. And then Connor is Cordy for the season or something.
Yeah.
You fix two problems there. You don't have
I think I would never have been able to watch it, Ian.
I don't think that wouldn't work.
If it was like Connor, Cordy,
I think a trans storyline would have been very good.
I'm so sorry.
Well,
No, I'm not doing that.
It would have worked
Not
if they
problematic at all.
if they hadn't made it edible. It would have worked. Like I'm saying, like beforehand, it just.
I mean, they have the same haircut already. Didn't take too much more.
God. So then we get Wes and Faith at the demon bar. We're gonna breeze through. So they're at the demon bar. They see the horn demon. He tells
great
them,
makeup.
Yeah,
Angel makeup is friggin' incredible. I think it's
somebody came to work that day.
I think it's the lone Emmy between the two shows. Was Angel won an Emmy for makeup, and boy was it deserved. The makeup's spectacular.
Yeah. Zach, are you eating mozzarella sticks? Oh, now I want mozzarella sticks. I'm gonna order dinner after this. So we get them at the bar. They talk to that guy. He's like, "Oh, Angelus went in the back." Faith and Wes are in this bar. They go into the back room. They encounter this woman. So that back room is kind of like where Riley was going in Buffy season 5, right? And
the drug thing's interesting, I guess.
I don't mind because we're not doing heavy on it. We're just like, yes, this is where people go to get bit.
As a fantasy mechanic, the idea of it being a way of sharing consciousness, I think, is an interesting fantasy concept.
Yeah.
Where this scene goes is a different story, but that's an interesting fantasy concept in a vampire universe.
Yes.
But again, you're bringing up drugs, you're bringing up narcotics, the themes of the episode, and you did nothing with it, actually. So,
yeah. So Faith grips up the woman, and I think this is like good character development for Faith. I do think it's good that when the woman starts pleading, Faith is like, we see Faith's face change, right? She's like,
it's good shit because she knows she could get this information out of this woman easily, right? But she pulls herself back. And this is why I don't hate that when Wesley does it. It's a little harsher. It's because it's almost Faith looking at what she could be doing to get it and making the decision that she circles back around to later and says, no, that's not me. I don't do that.
Yeah. I do appreciate that. And like, I don't know. I did like, it reminded me of in Who Are You in Buffy season 4 when Faith saves the woman at the Bronze and she's like, thank you. And she's like, yeah, no problem. Like, doesn't know what to say to her because she's not used to that. I like seeing this because Faith is different already, but this is more showing us, right? And I like that. So she gets mad at Wesley because that is a human that he stabbed and got the information out of. And they have
what a great mirror for when she stabbed a human, and what a great mirror. Like,
again, she's watching herself back.
I hate being negative, and so I wrote a list of things I love, and one of the things I love in this episode is, you have a problem with a little torture now.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's a wonderful line. Yeah, that's a wonderful line.
I really like that because, and Zach, I know you were on for that episode. I can't remember if you were, Sabrina, but we had a really good talk about in that episode, no one was fully wrong because Wes had every reason to be upset, right? Like, this woman did just torture him by like shallow cuts. He said he had a limp. Like, he had every reason to be fucking furious with Angel for just being like, yeah, come live with me after she did that to his friends. But also we understood why Angel wanted to take her in. We understood, like, I do really like that. And I like him bringing it up here because I feel like these shows sometimes, and even Buffy to a degree, does this poorly.
Often.
Yes. Where it's like, someone did a really terrible thing and we just breeze past it and it does not.
And that is just the nature of TV sometimes, but it is really nice when it is acknowledged.
Yes. Because I would not get over the fact that she tied me up and tortured me.
Like, Ian, that was 2 years ago. Stop it.
I'd be bringing it up every goddamn day.
His darkness is supposed to be just pure amoral pragmatism. I mean, even getting Faith for him is just a purely pragmatic act. He needs a superpowered person to go after superpowered Angel. And the scene of him acknowledging, you have a problem with a little torture now. He's not mentoring her. He's not a watcher. This is not a watcher scene. He went and got the weapon necessary to get the job done. And that's the definition of Wesley's darkness in this season, is pure pragmatism. And stabbing the woman in the shoulder, I think, it, like, while we read that as dark, the way he sort of absent-mindedly pulls the knife out and says, she'll live, I missed all the arteries, which is a cop-out and way of just writing around the sequence. That's, again, he didn't care. It wasn't actually about what he was doing. It was about just getting the job done. And I've seen takedowns of this version of Wesley, and I think they're fair. And dramatically, there's a lot of this Wesley I find interesting and enjoyable. He's the Frank Castle Punisher story now, and that can be fun. He's the anti-hero. So.
It would have been really cool if they added that line, like Faith callback line of "I don't care."
Yeah,
I don't know. It would have been like, it would have said everything, you know.
Yeah, and so he does eventually, like, get her to attack him, right? That's what he's like laying it on thick, like, you were a terrible slayer, you're a rabid dog. And again, we see Faith does grip him up, but she stops herself. And I do like the pause we get from her with her. Like, I think she does have like a weapon in her hand, but she stops because she doesn't want to do it. But he is happy. I mean, as you're saying, Ian, it's pragmatic. He's like, oh, good, it is still there.
Yeah, but he's manipulating her just like the mayor did, just like early Wesley did, all of that. And that her arc is so much more interesting because we see it's tracked in her not willing to be manipulated by any of these men anymore.
Yes.
And that's compelling, but there's questions
it's
around
compelling.
Wesley's
And it's really
and
interesting on the flip side of it that this group of people, they do need her to be that Faith, and they have to keep making these checks that she's still there. If push comes to shove and they need her to get real down and dirty, that she can do it. And
well,
otherwise
she's
not
everyone, which I love. The writing, like the way the arc of the episode goes is they say everything Wesley says is wrong. Everything Wesley said is incorrect because of what happens in Orpheus. She gets it. She finds the nonviolent, from her part, the nonviolent way of solving the situation. She preserves Angel. Like, so that's the only reason why some of this works to me, is because the writing doesn't co-sign what Wes is saying, and the stab in the shoulder and all of that. I think like they walk the line well enough to say like, this is the journey Wes is on, but the show's not saying any of this is okay.
Yes, and I think, to the point that we've all said a million times, it's so weird because we are positing Faith as the main character. Like,
this episode feels like Faith is the main character, except that she didn't kill the beast.
It's the fact that she has the correct arc and like Wesley is wrong, and like she does find the nonviolent way to get through. Like, I really like that. And I hadn't even thought about that with this episode. I remembered it from Orpheus, but you're right, it is set up here because she just is like, no, I'm not going to kill him, and I'm going to do this and let him bite me.
Yeah.
So Angelus goes to a random shopkeeper that I'm not really sure why we're even there. Yeah.
Plot.
It's like, what, the guy maybe knows about the beast? Is that what it is?
At least we're getting Angel doing some bad shit, though, right?
True. And I like when he's annoyed. Like, I think because he does Angelus pretty well, I like a sassier Angelus when he's like, oh, you made me lose my shopkeep, because he was talking to Cordelia's Optimus Prime, and she does the let's play a game, soul, who's got your soul? She shows him that she has his soul. I don't love the way he's like, yes, master. That's weird.
Yeah, he feels like a bully that is just being kowtowed or just being corralled by, again, I think it's an issue with what frickin' Angelus is the real Angelus. Wesley built up Angelus as this evil Hannibal Lecter genius, and this Angelus in these episodes is Biff Tannen, running around like, "Hey, McFly, what did you say to me?"
It sounds like Angel acting as Angelus to like fool some people. Which is why I have to keep reminding myself that this is actually supposed to be Angelus.
Yeah, that's correct. So I can't remember if this is the first time we find out she has the soul. I don't think it is. Did we figure that out last? Did we know that last episode,
No,
Zach?
I think.
I don't know.
What?
Whatever.
I also think it was like obvious, right? Like I don't remember this being a big shocking reveal.
Yeah. Because we only got the reveal that she was evil last episode. The audience did, but they did not. So whatever. The hotel, we do see Connor practicing his vampire face, whatever. And I do agree. Yeah, Ian, I was gonna say, like, I do agree. I was like, oh, this is like a tiny bit charming. Like I would be charmed if this was like him.
Who am I?
Yeah.
Am I a monster? Those are so interesting questions. I mean, the idea that he is surprised that the demon fence shut him down. You're the magical spawn of two vampires.
I would be coming into the world with all of these questions about my identity, and we never get any of those from him.
Yes,
if they had explored his character, there are rich opportunities there for exploration. Instead, him being constantly manipulated means he's nothing. There's nothing here.
He's the daddy.
He's a tool of the plot.
Yeah. So we go to this museum, abandoned museum. I don't really even know why. It's a cool set piece.
It is a cool set piece. I'll give them that. I love a scaffolding. It's giving me Buffy versus Glory.
Yeah.
All into it.
And it was really dark though. Like I was like, "Ooh, this is like."
Every now and then you'd get like a glint of scaffolding, and I'd be like, "Okay."
For a second, I was like, "Can I up the contrast here, or like the brightness in this scene?" Because, like, especially watching on my computer screen.
It's a great scene. It feels like the stunt coordinator went to the director and was like, I have a great idea.
Yeah.
And then the whole thing was sort of staged around it. It's really long. So you can tell that like they knew what they had. The one thing I would say is like that kind of fight blocking does not work in slow motion. Quit with the Zack Snyder slow-mo, like, I missed again. Like she's swinging so wide, and that works at full speed with some cuts. But to do that in slow motion, to me, I'm just like, okay. Like I think we're around the time when 300 was released, and that started that slow-mo speed ramping stuff started to appear in every action movie for a decade. But it's it just does not work.
You have to film it in slow-mo though.
Yeah, it doesn't work at this scale.
It doesn't work when you do it after the fact.
I'm like Googling
without frame interpolation too.
I'm Googling to see if there was
when 300 was.
No, I was Googling to see if there was like actually I could see the location, because this wasn't. I feel like the scaffolding was a set, but I feel like this was a place, right? I feel like this was a location, not like
they didn't paint that ceiling. Yeah, absolutely.
And
there's too many. It is long, and I appreciate that, but there's too many like pauses in between too. Yeah. With like this is where the dialogue doesn't work because it's not funny dialogue. We're not getting any laughs with this dialogue, so. Give us an all-out brawl. Like let her fuck him up. You know, let her get him.
Yeah, I do. I hate that. And like you said, the dialogue's not funny. He's like, "Do you still want to die?" And she says no. And like,
just like great.
But again, now let's see her. There's something there that like that could have landed.
Yeah.
There's something there. Like if they Angelus using Angel's memory to try and manipulate her. Like there's something that could have been really rich and vibrant and dramatic about that moment. But instead you have Biff frickin' Tannen saying that line and trying to say it all cool. And, do you still want to die? And then like the whole hammy shotgun shell thing repeatedly, not like this.
Yeah.
It is like, he's just trying to be too cool. And even like, Dark Angel in season 2 or season 3 when he lights Darla and Drew on fire and smokes the cigarette, so you know he's evil because that's the equivalent of a beard from Star Trek on the show is someone smoking.
It is
like that was way more interesting than having Angelus on the show. This should be spectacular. This should be like this is what
we have feared the whole show since
this is what the whole show is built around him falling off the wagon and becoming super dark, and instead it's all hamstrung. Anyway, sorry, I've ranted about it enough.
No, but you're right. There's nothing scary about it, and like there was no point where I didn't think that Faith was going to kick the gun out of his hand. Like it just, there was no, it didn't feel, I don't know, the tension wasn't really there.
That
Also,
scene, like, you know what it is like when Angela says to Buffy, you know what was the hardest part? Pretending that I loved you.
Yeah.
Like that's what that scene should have been. Is Angela saying all the things that Buffy is afraid of.
Yeah.
That it was her fault. That Angel was just in it for the sex. Like that was the metaphor of that turn. All of that, and it is so flat and just kind of does nothing.
Sabrina, what were you gonna say?
Like, why does Faith need to be flat too? Like, I get it, she was in prison, but like, she seemed to have more of a spark when she was in the penitentiary. Like, where is hot chicks with superpowers? Like, where is Faith in this? Because it is just like, oh, but it's just, it's like, where are you?
Even
and
give
I
us
think it would be
through choreography,
it would have been
maybe
a stronger counterpoint of her journey and what she knows that the rest of the cast doesn't know, because they look at her like she's broken, she's an idiot, she's a jailbird, she's a murderer. They're all just as bad. They are all as deeply in their addictions and their bullshit. And she's actually the only enlightened person of the bunch, besides Lorne. And they decide that she's not supposed to come off as that at all. That now for the rest of her life she's just this mopey, boring.
sitting in atonement, right?
There's
that
another
is what Angel is, but the
Yes.
show has told us repeatedly that it is a choice he makes, that he could live a different life and still be on the path of redemption, and he doesn't. And she should be able to show up and be like, wow, you guys are like being ridiculous. Like, she should be like, there should be some, if we're going to say, oh wow, Angel uses her oppositional defiance to manipulate her or whatever, or Angel decides that she's her demand avoidance is how he'll like, or Wesley does. Wesley is like, kill, torture, like blah blah blah, and she's not doing it. Like he's kind of like getting her, like, why? Where is that when it comes time for them to just like be mopey? Where is that person when Angel shows up? Like the whole thing is like
the thing that I think is there is a version of that arc where they made the same mistake and then the character realizes it, and it's Spike in season 7. Spike with his soul back in season 7 is mopey, heavy, whatever, and then he gets his swagger back. And what he get like, and I think that's what it's fine, because I think like that comes back on when she goes back to Buffy, but the thing that's missing right now is her swagger. Right.
Her and Buffy is exactly what this should have been, right? Like in TV land, she did the bad thing. She took responsibility for it, went away, and as she's coming back to this, her first episode back should have been the uncomfortable feelings, and this episode should have been a little bit more Faith bouncy back, right? Like we're dragging it out too much, right? And the whole like, do you still want to die? She should have just said no and like started beating him up,
or like said something like that's what
we're
she
still
could say,
sitting on the ground,
like say something sassy before she kicks him in the fucking nuts. Like that would have been like, I don't know.
Like the line is no, but I'm not afraid to, and then she punches him in the face.
I'm just so grateful that she is so brilliant when she does go back to Buffy, because she is like aces, you know.
I love the scene where she's sitting there with Spike, and the two of them with very similar arcs are kind of going over. Like doing a post-mortem
people
and they're lit well. They're in nice lighting, you know. It's nighttime lighting and it's blue lighting. It's not this freaking whatever this is.
This reminded me of Stranger Things season 4 when they're in the Upside Down and it's like, what's happening?
Listen, Wesley comes in like Miss Nancy Wheeler himself.
He does. So and it ends with her saying, I'll never be like you, and he says, you will be, and then he bites her, and we cut to the end credits. I like knowing retroactively that this was on purpose, but I remember watching this and being like, thinking we were going to kill Faith and being like so mad because I didn't like that Angelus bested her again. I still don't like it, but I like knowing that next episode we find out it was.
Well, it's justified within there was an intent the whole time. And I think it works for me.
Yeah. Some trivia for this episode. There's a lot of callbacks. Fred calls back. Fred almost shooting Connor, and he says, I thought you were a taser person, is a deep down callback. Angelus talking to himself is similar to the method of the first evil. Wesley calls back to 5 by 5. Faith becomes the latest member of the Scooby Gang to be bitten by a vampire, following Buffy and Prophecy Girl, Angel and Becoming Part 1, Willow and the Harsh Light of Day, Spike and Fool for Love, and Andrew and Never Leave Me. Cordelia will be bitten again. You're welcome. A list of everyone has been bitten. And this, I didn't even realize this, Andy Hallett's first appearance in the opening credits. I didn't realize he was in the opening credits in this one.
Hell yeah.
Because after 44 appearances as guest star, Andy Hallett is finally added to the opening credits. And this is the longest cold opening of any Angel episode until next season, when there's the Harmony episode has 6 minutes and 49 seconds for its opening.
Oh God, I love that opening.
Me too.
Can't wait.
Incredible.
Can't wait. You know what?
I can't
Let's
wait.
just watch that.
Yeah, let us know there.
I want to do every episode with you guys in season 5.
I want to go to there.
I'm just trying to convince Zach that season 5 is really fucking good, because it is. It's like
really good.
It really is like a Buffy verse show, more so than
Yeah.
Angel. And
They ripped
complimentary.
they ripped
complimentary.
Buffy's soul out and they put it in Angelus's body.
Yup. All right. Well, now that we are at the end, favorite outfit, I'll go first. I mean, mine is just Faith. She always looks hot. They put her in all black.
What was she wearing? You can't even see what she was wearing.
It was all black.
Ian is like, I don't care. My little violent brats. I'll put on a shirt and I on a clap.
Yes, exactly. Ian, I know you hate this question.
Well, if I could cheat a little bit and say Fred and the hairdo when she has the gun, she's got some kind of Princess Leia evocative thing going on there. And of course, Amy Acker's gorgeous. Like that big old do, I was like, she looks pretty good.
I didn't know what you were going to say after Big Ol'. I was like, wait, what?
Big old bitties.
Yeah. Zach, what was your favorite outfit?
I guess Faith, because I never met a Faith outfit I didn't like, but
Damn right.
I don't even know what she wore.
She's wearing all black, a black sleeveless shirt, and
is it denim?
It's either dark denim or dark suede. I
don't even know either.
Tell.
See?
Yeah, but she looks good in all black. Sabrina summed it up. Sabrina, what was your favorite outfit?
I thought the horny bar demon special effects was pretty great, but if that doesn't count as an outfit, Cordelia's throw up outfit. I mean, she really Mama planned to look to vomit in.
Let me put on this cute casket.
She looks like the Dark Priestess.
I was gonna say I like that Cordelia went shopping at the Dark Priestess store and was like, in case it comes up, I need Dark Priestess maternity wear. I was like, where else did she get it?
Yes.
The Earthbound.
Yeah. So, favorite scene, Zach?
I do think the fight with Angel, like, it was good.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Sabrina?
Come back to me.
Ian.
I'll go with the you have a problem with a little torture now scene. And what that shows in her character when she pulls back. I think that's a nice little exchange.
All right.
I think I'll say I'll finally come back. I'll say punching the shower wall. That was.
I'm not going to get my deposit back now. That's a good line.
It was good.
I think for me, it is a tie between the Faith and Wesley scene after he stabs the lady. Even though I criticize the way Wesley talks, I still like it for Faith. We made fun of it, but I do like the Faith and Angel fight. I liked seeing Faith fighting with the Angel budget. It is wild that she goes to Buffy and they automatically have a lesser budget, but like I do like seeing the cinematic feel of this fight.
Give me the leg kicks. I love the leg kicks.
Yeah, we can jump and fly because we can afford wires in this show.
And I mean, Buffy season 7, they a little bit use more wires than they had previously. But what grade do we give this episode, Sabrina?
D.
Oh shit.
D.
Ian,
I'm usually pretty nice.
You are, yeah. Normally I'm the harsh one this season.
D.
Ooh, Zach.
Oh, I'm going to stick with what I said before, is that if Faith is in an episode, it gets to hit a B, so I'll go with a B minus.
That's what I put it, B minus.
Yeah, only because of her.
Because I do.
It only got a D because of her.
I think it's a D
For
because it's a
Dishku.
D arc and it's an arc episode. Like every West and Faith scene's an A, but it's a D arc.
I mean,
Yeah, it is.
The season is the season as a whole is a
We
D
just
arc.
gotta. We know she's going to Buffy. We know she's going to Buffy.
I love the Jasmine stuff, but again, it's a pivot, and then they're like, "Oh, we found something! Oh my god, we finally rolled a 7! Like we finally, Anyway,
I didn't know you really liked it. Great, I'll have you on for the Jasmine arc.
I love the Jasmine stuff.
I like Jasmine too.
Oh, you do?
I like Jasmine too. That's why I like Pluribus.
I'm wondering, because I love Pluribus, but I did not like the Jasmine arc. I'm wondering if on a like rewatch to talk about it for the podcast, if I'll enjoy it more. I hope, because I know a lot of people like y'all who like feel the same way about season 4, but then are like, no, but I liked the Jasmine.
I love the invasion of the body snatchers trope in general. I think I'm the only one that liked bad eggs, and
I don't hate that.
And I think it raises the overall question is like, is peace worth no freedom?
Right.
Oh, and the one last thing I want to say is I always love when one of the characters yells out the entire theme of the show. And Angelus says in this episode, he yells at Faith, it's all about choices, the ones we make and the ones we don't, which is the existential underpinning of both shows. Every time a character says, I didn't have a choice, they're doing something wrong. And every time a character makes a hard choice, that's what the whole idea of the thing is. So I love that's a trope that I really like, is someone saying what the whole theme is.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for listening. If you like Slayerfest 98, you can find us on all social media platforms at SlayerFestX98. You can also find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcast. You can watch us on YouTube, because all of our episodes are video recordings. You can see all of our pretty faces. Please subscribe and give us a good rating wherever you follow us or want to listen. It really helps get the podcast out there. And you can support us on Patreon. We are going through currently every episode of Buffy season 5 as it turns 25, which is wild that season is turning 25. Also have X-Men the Animated Series, Batman the Animated Series, some Zoom Hangouts, etc., etc. We're gearing up for heated rivalry coverage, so I'm going to be doing 3 shows at once because I love to burn myself out. And I'll be starting the new semester teaching, so we got a lot of things. If you want to follow me, I'm at Ian X Carlos. Sabrina, where can everyone find you?
I'm at Magical Girl Sabrina on Instagram, and you can come check out shows at Ars Nova, please.
And Ian?
YouTube.com/Passion of the Nerd. I will be making videos again at some point. I've had a huge project I'm working on, but hopefully that'll be wrapping up soon.
And Zach?
You can find me at My Bloody Judy, a horror podcast that I do with Ian, by searching My Bloody Judy.
All right, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.